We started off on our journey from Mumbai to Chennai, covering almost 1000 kilometers. Well, we were received in Chennai with Cyclone Michao, and it was devastating to see Chennai getting flooded within just a span of few hours. We initially struggled a lot to figure out our place of stay and also to grab some essentials. Soon, we faced with power outage as well as network issues, and literally we were stranded for almost 3 days. Well, initially we were able to settle in with the essentials that we had, but later on we got adjusted since we already had the experience of dealing with Mumbai rains. With the breakfast of idli, we started off with our first field trip, which was organized by the NGO MVKS, Makkal Vilippunarvu Kalvi Sangam. It was founded in Madurai to support the needs of the backward community, especially Dalit women. They are from the community of Irula. So we took a multiple mode of transports to reach our destination called Kanchipuram district, which is famous for the silk saris that it's produced, and also it is famous for 1088 temples which are present over there. It was almost afternoon by the time we reached VDL, which is the tailoring unit that is being supported by the philanthropy partner United Way of Chennai along with the ground partner MVKS. Here, we were introduced with what is the functionality of the NGO by Mr. Anbarasan, who is the secretary of MVKS. He explained how this NGO works to support the needs for the Dalit women there. We were joined by David, who is from the United Way of Chennai. He explained the intricacies of how they are managing. We got answers to all our queries from them. Meanwhile, they explained how each and every woman is being self-empowered to start a living of their own by this unit. We saw the prototypes currently in place over there, which includes churidars, baby wears, maxis, inskirts that is being taught to the women over there. In this batch, there were around 20 people who were trained by the expertise of an instructor and by under the guidance of Mr. David. Upon our interview with instructor Mrs. Dhanalakshmi, we came to know that how MVKS as well as United Way of Chennai supports the needs of this woman and provides them with a income, and how the feedback is from the women who are being trained and what all changes are needed. Occasionally, the instructor guides them with the correct tools and techniques so that they can be proficient enough in the job in which they are doing. The plan is to have at least equip them with almost 8 dress materials, including the prototypes that we saw earlier. Meanwhile, they are managing their life along with the part-time training that they are doing here. We saw how they are being first taught to cut and make the dress on a paper. Later on, with the exact measurements, they replicate the same thing on a dress. Next, they will be using the machines to stitch the dress based on the measurements that they get from their friends and family, post which they can commercialize it to the next level. Yes, here we saw our model who tried the white dress that he is currently wearing. Later on, we also saw another beautiful dress which is being stitched by them with our baby model on the screen. We also had the opportunity to give a proper feedback for the NGO that we visited, and also we went through the registry wherein we found a lot of good comments with the initiative. Before we parted ways, we requested everyone for a group photograph, and you can see Mrigang trying his pranks on the kids to have an engaging smile in everyone's face. As we discussed on the possibilities of income generation plans for this, we were already en route to our next destination of field visit, which again was organized by MVKS. This was located within a span of 5 kilometers from the initial place that we visited. En route, we had an engaging conversation with Anbarasan as well as the trainer. So here, we are about to meet a different income generation plan for the Dalit woman, which is being conducted by MVKS along with United Way of Chennai, and they are into what is known as basket making with plastic wires. Again, we have almost 15 women who is currently participating in learning how to make such beautiful baskets within a span of almost 3 months. As you can see, this is a livelihood skill program for scheduled tribal women, and here again we were met with the Dalit community IRLA, who are from the backward society trying to pick up the skill so that they can progress in their life. We saw how carefully and meticulously they are crafting the baskets, and we were inspired by the beauty of it that we decided to procure something for us from them. Here you can see the different prototypes including flower basket as well as lunch baskets, which is on display in a miniature model. And first they will be learning how to do that, post which they will create the big models that we are seeing currently, which is being held by Jimmy and Kang. We met the instructor, Mrs. Ranchitam. She was happy to explain how she is proud of teaching this skill so that at least in the future generations people can learn the skill and be self-sufficient enough to take up their family forward and support the needs of their family, including sending students or sending their children to schools. So there was a great motive behind why this NGO stands for what it is doing, and it is always focused on